Section 4.3, one-to-one and inverse functions. Let's start by talking about a one-to-one function. Back in chapter 1, we talked about what a function was. Remember, we developed a definition to determine what a function was. And we said, hey, if it had a xy coordinate system, then the x's never repeated. And if the x's never repeated, what we had was a function. Now, for a one-to-one function, what we're going to say is that neither the x can repeat, nor can the y repeat. So these can never be repeated for us to have a one-to-one function. If you remember, the test for functionality back in chapter 1 was what's called a vertical line test. In other words, draw a straight up and down line and see if it hit the graph just one time. And if it did, we said, hey, it's a function. Now we're going to extend to that the horizontal line test, the line that goes left and right. And we're going to say if the left and right line only hits the graph once, then it's also a one-to-one function. So let's look at example 3 on page 277 of our book. Part A says, hey, we've got y equals 3x to the fourth. Now, from our study of the chapter 4 toolbox, we should understand what this shape looks like. If you remember, it's an even function, and so the shape of it looks kind of like x squared, and it's kind of like a u when we see the shape here. So now if we change our pen color to draw our horizontal line, I'll use blue for that. Then we can come back to our graph and say, let's go ahead and draw a blue line that runs through the graph. Does it hit the graph just one time? No, obviously, is the answer. It hits it twice. So this would not be considered a one-to-one function. Yes, it would pass the vertical line test, as you can see, as it only hits the graph one time, but it does not pass the horizontal line test. So this is a function, it's just not a one-to-one function. All right, let's change our color back to black here, and let's do part B. This part says that x cubed, y is equal to x cubed minus 1. Again, from our study of the chapter 4 toolbox, we know that x cubed is our disco shape. So if we were to come over here and draw our shape here, it's going to look something like this is our disco shape. And as you can see, if we change our color of pen back to blue, this is definitely going to pass the horizontal line test. So no matter where I draw a horizontal line through it, it only hits the graph that one time. And so this is a one-to-one function. One-to-one functions are important. Why are they important? Because only one-to-one functions have inverses to it. The other part of the text on chapter 4.3 is inverse functions. So we can't have an inverse function unless we have a one-to-one function. Because again, only one-to-one functions have inverses. So I want you to keep that in mind, because typically the question will start out with find the inverse. And the method's going to be fun. You're going to enjoy this, and you're going to be so excited that you're going to forget to ask this fundamental question here, which is the function a one-to-one function? Remember, the easiest thing to do is graph it out and check the horizontal line test on it. If it hits it once, it is a one-to-one function and thus has an inverse.